In the early 1900s, inside a small bicycle workshop in Dayton, Ohio.
Yes, the clearance is too tight.
Did you see that adjustment? Note the tail angle as it turns.
To most people, they were ordinary mechanics, but inside that quiet workshop, a new idea was slowly taking shape. The dream.
Note the beak structure here.
Yes, distinct from the others.
Slowly, their own sketches began filling notebooks and wooden tables. Wing shapes, control surfaces, and balance systems were drawn again.
The wind seems to be holding steady near the ridge.
Yes. It may be time for the attempt.
If we adjust the camber precisely here, it should provide the necessary lift without compromising stability. We must sand this down perfectly to ensure the airflow is correct.
By 1903, years of experiments, failures, calculations, and redesigns finally came together into one machine.
The duration was 12 seconds, a full sustained flight.
This forward strut needs reinforcement before the next attempt.
Agreed. I'll make a note of the stress fracture here by the wingtip.
They returned home quietly, carrying sketches, tools, and the memory of a moment the world had not yet understood. Scene 14. When newspapers received the story, many editors ignored it because the idea of a flying machine still sounded impossible.
The structural entirely on this central brace. We can adapt.
The tension holds here.
Note the vibration on the crossbar during the run. Another hour standing here. That thing will never fly.
As scene 18, the invention became more valuable, so every design and sketch had to be protected carefully. Scene 19. Slowly, important institutions began noticing that controlled flight could become useful far beyond simple experiments. Scene 20. What began as a fragile machine in an open field had now become proof that human flight was real, and a new era had quietly begun. Scene 22. Very soon, airplanes began carrying letters and messages, proving they could serve real, everyday purposes.
Get those crates moving now! Fuel up the bird, quickly! Keep digging!
Scene 24. At first, aircraft were used only to observe enemy movement from above. Scene 25. Soon, pilots began facing each other in the sky, and aerial combat was born. Scene 26. After war, flight returned to civilian life, and airports slowly began appearing. Scene 27. For ordinary people, flying became something extraordinary, a new way to cross great distances. Scene 28. Aircraft technology advanced rapidly, and machines became stronger, faster, and larger. Scene 29. Within a few decades, crossing oceans by air became normal. Scene 30. What began as wood, cloth, and hope had transformed into a system connecting the entire planet. Scene 32. For the first time, crossing continents became possible within hours instead of weeks. Scene 33. The sky became a new highway above the oceans. Scene 34. Behind every flight, invisible systems guided aircraft safely across crowded skies. Scene 35. Airports became global centers where thousands of journeys crossed every day. Scene 36. Airplanes no longer carried only people. They carried trade, medicine, machines, and global supply itself. Scene 37. Modern flight became a combination of human skill and advanced systems working together. Scene 38. Today, millions move through airports daily, often forgetting how impossible flight once seemed. Scene 39. Every modern aircraft still carries the same idea that began with a fragile machine made of wood and cloth.